John, have Chiana or Rygel ever spoken to you about what occurred on Litagara?
No, not a lot. Chiana said it was best to talk to you about it.
Dream a Little Dream is a transition episode in Farscape's grand story arc. It may not feel that way at first, until you look at it philosophically. That's what we'll do. On the one hand, Dream a Little Dream is what I call a Star Trek episode. A whole planet with only one culture, far too human aliens, and the crew runs around panicked for a bit, but the situation is rapidly resolved at the last minute. The idea of a planet on which 90% of the populace are lawyers is absurd. Depending on your current mood, the writers calling a planet on which 90% of the populace are lawyers Litagara is either mildly amusing or a little silly. On the other hand, this episode has some clever lines, solid character development, and insightful social commentary. We enter a new phase in the development of our heroes and their story arcs. There are two themes in Dream a Little Dream. One is Zan's crisis of faith, and the other is the satirical takedown of the turgid pretensions of the Litagaran elites. Regarding Zan, her crisis began with her separation from Crichton, Aaron, and Dargo after their attack on Scorpius' Gammak base at the end of Season 1. Her anxiety over her friend's fate is causing her to have nightmares. The episode begins with her latest nightmare.
Crichton! I've been discovered! I'm under attack! I'm reading 8 prowlers, former orders, and there's more on the way, and they're all firing at once! Get off me! Get off!
Dan, get the hell out of there!
I can't! I can't! No!
Damn!
Originally, Dream a Little Dream was slated to be the first episode of Season 2 after the Season 1 cliffhanger. It's probably for the best that they rescheduled it. That opening sequence would have been too shocking for viewers after the previous season's cliffhanger. It works as a flashback episode, giving us a look into what happens off-camera, so to speak. And by off-camera, I mean scenes without Crichton. That's rare in Farscape. The plot centers on Zan, presenting a dichotomy between her hallucinations and the real-world efforts of Chiana and Rygel to save her. In her hallucinations, we see her compassion for her friends, but also her self-doubt at her abilities, an echo of Picture If You Will. Zan has been framed for murder as part of a campaign of political oppression by the Litagaran elites. Ja Ruman, senior lawyer, is the villain of this episode, and a good villain at that.
Trust me, I'm a lawyer.
I've mentioned in other videos that every culture we meet in Farscape has an authoritarian structure, and Litagaran is no exception.
This is a very arse-backwards world. They don't have monarchs, political parties. They have ruling law firms. The law firm currently in power is Ruman William something. Anyway, Ja Ruman, their senior partner, the man in charge, is him up there.
Well, can't you get to him?
He's these people's supreme leader.
Indeed, and this is a very woke episode, with a strong message of the importance of standing for civil rights and against abusive concentrations of power.
His name was Wesley Ken, if you care. He was a rising young equal rights advocate for the utilities.
Utilities? What? The 10% who aren't lawyers?
That's not surprising for Farscape, which was always woke, but what is surprising is who leads this radical lefty woke charge for justice. Yes, these two. One delight of this episode is seeing Rygel and Chiana find their consciences.
I'm afraid, Mistress Zan, without concurrence with your counsel, I cannot enter such a plea. Unless there is someone else who would be willing to advocate the defendant's cause. Without a volunteer, I see no other course than to proceed. I hereby find the defendant guilty as charged.
This is pure dren! You're about to condemn an innocent woman to death.
I will not permit this. What are you doing, Chiana? How long have you trapped here with me? Return
Offer stands, Your Honor.
You are now counsel for the defense.
Not that they know what they're getting into, but it is heartwarming to see that their first impulse is to stand up for Zan. Of course, they are still Rygel and Chiana.
And will require lashings of deception and trickery.
And for those of you who like fart jokes,
it was while we were changing shift. There's a short period of time where that particular cell block isn't fully attended.
But even with that, don't you think somebody would like... You little toad. You had to go for helium now?
I'm nervous. It happens. We're in court, so sue me.
our newly minted lawyers need to save Zan from her attempted martyrdom.
What are you doing?
This trial must not be allowed to continue. I confess.
Zan!
Are you insane?
I am guilty. I committed that murder.
Zan? Zan, don't do this. What's the matter with you? You want to die?
I do not want you and Rygel to die with me. I refuse to carry the guilt of any more deaths into the afterlife.
We haven't lied yet. Of course, the trial's only been on for a few microns.
Rygel! You will.
In light of a full confession on the part of the defendant,
Wait! Yesterday you refused my client's not guilty plea until her attorney had concurred with it. Well, we do not concur with our client's confession of guilt.
Do not listen to them, Your Honor. I do not want their counsel. I crushed that man's throat. I am guilty.
Gag her. Your Honor, I insist that you gag my client for her own good.
You can't do this! Execute me, but let those live! They don't know what they're doing!
And Rygel needs to do some research.
Aren't lawyers?
We are now. Shut up and read.
Watch it, you clumsy fool. Damned utilities. Don't deserve any frelling rights at all.
You guys get a lot of that?
He's a lawyer, it's his right. They have rights. That's why Wesley Ken and the reforms he was advocating meant so much to my comrades. And me.
My friend didn't do it.
But can you prove it? Under our law.
Damn it. Why's your system gotta be so felling complicated?
It wasn't. It's only grown more complicated over the centuries.
You mean to say your laws weren't always such a mess?
This book, the Axiom, is the basis for all our law. All of these other books exist merely to expand on what's in here.
How did that become this?
As more and more of our people devoted themselves to the law had to grow more complex to justify them all. This is the only book you really need.
Like he did in Jeremiah Crichton, Rygel digs into the sacred book and discovers the truth. Also, like in Jeremiah Crichton, it's about being led to the light.
In this axiom of yours, the light of truth.
Pretty interesting, isn't it?
Is it? Some sort of stick that you people used to think told if somebody was telling the truth or not?
It goes back to the very origin of the law. It was believed that if you held a burning torch up to someone who was giving testimony and burnt brighter, it meant that they were lying.
Chiana helps by being Chiana, which helps Rygel piece together the key clue to what happened, with the help of one of the utilities, a member of the oppressed class on Litigara.
What the yotz is wrong with his face?
He had blue eyes. It was a dual full moon the other night. Litigarians with blue eyes usually stay inside.
That's what burned his face.
They have an aversion to it.
So tell me all about being a police officer.
I know. Blue-eyed, red-faced second. Oh! This is him. The guy that was murdered, right? There.
That the cop, Tar, has a sunburned face is the key to unraveling Ja Ruman's plot. The problem is the system is rigged. Dueling law firms, remember?
Welcome, Counselor. I'm Ja Ruman, senior partner in the currently governing firm.
You will not win this case. You will lose. And your client will be executed.
Trell you.
This is no longer about Zotar Zan. It's about you and the Hynerian. You will not call any more witnesses. You will not pursue the line of questioning you began today.
If you do, you and the little slug will find yourselves up on charges. False charges. That will nevertheless keep you locked up here in Litigara for the rest of your lives.
You see, this is all about utilities' rights, my dear. Utilities don't need any more rights.
They need to work harder.
But Chiana rises to the occasion.
If you stay, will you be able to save Zan?
I think I may have a way. It's chancy and will require lashings of deception and trickery.
Finally, you and I get to play to our strengths.
They do have strengths, but don't so much lie, but, as Rygel says, engage in lashings of deception and trickery.
Counselor!
You know what this is?
A stick of wood?
Oh, anywhere else. Yeah. But in this courtroom, it can be used as an instrument for dividing fact from fiction. The defense designates this the light of truth.
The night of the murder, the officer who arrested our client and who used to work for your law firm got a bad moonburn, but the victim didn't.
Well, could that be because the victim was murdered someplace else? And his body brought to the alley by the people who killed him, knowing that our client would be there?
Again, speaking hypothetically, I'd have to say yes.
Are you speaking hypothetically?
Yes, of course I'm speaking hypothetically.
The night of the murder, did you send somebody to our client's cell to help her escape?
No.
Did you arrange for the police to discover our client with the victim, the already dead victim, in the alley?
No.
Did you plan and order the murder that our client now sits accused of in this court?
No, no, no!
Maximizing.
Your Honor, are you going to believe the protestations of an obviously guilty man for the very symbol of your law, your world, your truth?
Arrest Ja Ruman. All charges against Zotar Zan are dropped. The prisoner is free to go.
Rygel and Chiana's dramatic victory over the villain Ruman is satisfying. We see Rygel, the Dominar, taking charge like he did in Jeremiah Crichton. His leadership will become vital in the very near future. Then there's Zan, saved but still tortured by doubts.
But you still have nightmares.
Yes. I keep seeing you and Dago and Aaron dying horrible deaths.
What is confirmed in this episode is that Zan needs to practice the Delvian Seek to maintain her mental health. That's consistent with everything we've learned about her. Zan's now firm recommitment to the Delvian Seek will become vital in the very near future. As I mentioned, Dream a Little Dream is a transition episode. What emerges within Zan, Rygel, and Chiana are elements that lead to the events to come. Big events to come. And if you want to help me to make more deep dive into Farscape episodes to come, please donate using the link below. Thank you.